Hey guys, Rick Hartunian here, real estate agent and investor in Maryland. And today I want to tell you, don't be fooled by the highest offer on your home. Now, as a seller, it's always a great feeling when you receive that first offer on your home. What's even better? More offers. It's easy to get excited and just want to choose the offer that's going to give you the most money. It's always important to dig a little bit deeper into each one of these offers, especially now as we head into fall of 2020. And now I'm going to go over with you what's best to choose and what matters most to you as the seller in an offer. Guys, if you're new to the channel, I know I'm just getting started, but please subscribe below. Click the bell for notifications. I'm going to have a lot more content coming out. It's real estate related, both for buyers and sellers and real estate news topics. Anything that you want me to cover, just comment below and I'll make sure to get back to you and create a video on it. Topic number 1, sales price. Now this one seems obvious, yeah, but is it? As the seller, the only thing that you should truly care about is how much money am I going to take away from the table after I sell my house. As you're reviewing the sales price in each offer, you want to be aware of any seller contribution or seller help that the buyer may be asking for. Oftentimes, a buyer will offer you more than what you're actually asking for, only to ask for some cash back from you as the seller. Now, don't be alarmed. This is never anything that you have to write a check or take out of your own pocket. It's simply taken from anything that you would have earned during the sale. Now, let's break this down real quick. What does this mean to you? We'll use an example. If you have your home for sale for, say, $500,000, and a buyer offers you $510,000, but asks for 3% back, that means that your net offer is $494,700. There are limits to how much a buyer can ask for in seller contribution, but just know that this is something you have to look for in every single offer after you see what that sales price is first. Now, the sales price was pretty obvious, right? There are a couple more things I can dive further into, but let's go into the next topic, which is financing. What kind of financing does the buyer have that's writing your offer? Now, there are 3 different types of financing: FHA loans, conventional, and cash. The financial strength of the buyer is a very important topic, and oftentimes the seller overlooks it because they simply just want to get their home sold. They see the amount that the offer's for and they get too excited. Now, let's break this down a little bit. The first type of loan, FHA. Now, this video isn't meant to break it down into too much detail. Of course, I can do that in further videos. But as a seller, it's important to know a few key differences with each loan. An FHA loan is one of the easiest for a buyer to qualify for, needing only a 580 credit score. It's a government-backed loan that requires the buyer to pay a mortgage insurance premium, and they can put as little as 3.5% down. It does, however, have some more strict property guidelines on what's acceptable and what's not acceptable for the buyer to get the full loan. It's a phenomenal option for many buyers, including many buyers that I work with. But in the grand scheme of things, the FHA loan option is on the lower end of the totem pole. Now, the next type of financing is the conventional loan. You'll be seeing this a little bit more often. It is a stronger option than the FHA loan, being that it requires at least a 620 credit score. There are much more lenient property standards as well. The buyer can still put very little down, just like an FHA loan, but sometimes they have a little bit more cash reserves in their bank account, so they don't have to ask for as much seller contribution from you. Depending on the buyer's credit, they can put as little as 3% down using a conventional loan. In today's market, if you're lucky enough to receive multiple offers and you see that their financing is a conventional loan, I'd be pretty happy. Okay, lastly, we have an all-cash offer. This is by far the best type of financing. If you get an offer at an acceptable price point that makes you happy and you see that the financing is all cash, be excited. Cash is best because there's no third party you have to deal with. No banks, no lenders, just you and the buyer throughout the transaction. Cash eliminates that headache and is almost always the best option, provided that they have proof that they actually have the cash to buy your house. Have them literally show you the money. Okay, guys. All right. Topic number 3, inspections. Now, the first type of inspection is the most common, and it's simply just the standard inspection. This is when the buyer asks to get any number of inspections during a specific time frame. The types of inspections can be mechanical and structural, lead, mold, radon. There's many others, and I can go over them on a separate video. Whatever the buyer finds during the inspection, they do have the right to ask you, the seller, to fix any number of those items. The standard inspection is the most common and the most strict. Now, the second inspection type is the as-is inspection with the right to terminate. What does this mean for you? An as-is inspection is when the buyer is basically telling you, listen, I'm gonna get an inspection, but whatever we find, it's on me to fix. Just like in the standard inspection, in the as-is with the right to terminate, the buyer has only a specific time frame to get the inspection done. However, during that time frame, they can back out of the contract for whatever reason. There doesn't have to be a negotiation over anything that they find during the inspection. They simply have the option to either continue with the transaction or back out. Now, in theory, this is supposed to be a stronger option for you, the seller. This is something that the buyer usually writes to make you excited and want to take their offer. They're basically telling you that they're not trying to nickel and dime you, and if anything major comes up, they may bring it forward because it may be something you have to fix no matter what. A roof leak, roof repair, foundational issues, anything major, right? But they're not gonna go over all the small things that a typical buyer may ask for in the standard inspection. Rely on your agent and have them call and just kind of dig a little deeper. It is a tactic in this market for the buyer to write an as-is inspection with the right to terminate, simply just to make sure that they get the home and they win the deal because there's so many buyers putting in offers on your house. The third type of inspection, and just like cash for the financing, this is by far the best, is as-is without inspections. By far the best. No inspections. The buyer's basically saying we're passing any kind of inspections and we're buying this house exactly as it is. If you see this in an offer, it is always the winner, at least in the inspection category. Honestly, depending on your house, it's better to take a lower offer with no inspections. Because one, you don't have to worry about fixing any repairs. In your mind, your house may be fine, but when's the last time you got an inspection? When you bought the house? Unless you got a pre-inspection before you listed your house, you truly don't know what's going on with it. There could be a few repairs or many repairs that cost you thousands of dollars and headaches during the transaction. Saving money on repairs and honestly just the peace of mind, reasons 1 and 2, make taking a lower offer with no inspections the winner in my book. Now, there are many other contingencies that could be thrown into the offer. We're not gonna go over them today, but just make sure you ask your agent to be aware of anything else. These 3 topics are the major contingencies within an offer, at least most of them, that will help you decide which offer is best, or at least narrow down to a few. Guys, comment below. Let me know what else you're seeing in these offers on your houses right now. I bet you there's some pretty wild stuff. The market is nuts. Guys, one more thing. Always have your real estate agent call the loan officer of the buyer to dig a little bit deeper. Ask a few questions to make sure that they're truly able to buy your house. Have them do this whether you have 1 offer or 10. Questions that your agent should ask the lender of the buyer is, how high is their debt to income ratio? Have they gone through desk underwriting yet? Desk underwriting is like the first boundary that a lender will put the buyer through to make sure that they can get approved for a loan, especially FHA loans. What's their credit look like? Do they have enough cash reserves to cover closing costs? Has the lender received all of the necessary documents from the buyer? W-2s, pay stubs, bank statements. We do not want to take an offer from a buyer who's only been pre-approved or pre-qualified based on their credit score alone, from a bank especially. We want proof that they can truly buy your home, especially when you're dealing with multiple offers. Was that loud? Did I just hurt your ears if you're listening with headphones on? Okay guys, that's the end of the video on why you as a seller should not be fooled by the highest offer on your home. I hope this was helpful. Again, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I plan on continuing to do 1 video a week for now. I'd like to change it to 2 pretty quickly, but let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you'd like me to talk about. Again, real estate topics, buyer and seller, investments, and real estate news will be coming at you.